Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about face creams and sunscreens for my Skincare 101 series. So we have already talked about finding your skin type and concern, cleansing and removing makeup, toners, serums and essences, and now we're going to be doing creams and sunscreens, which are usually the last two steps of your routine. So we'll start off with the creams. I have three different types of creams to show you today. One is a lightweight gel, one is a thicker cream moisturizer, and one is an occlusive final step. So if you have an oilier skin type and you do not like the feeling of heavy creams on your skin, I would definitely recommend a lightweight gel moisturizer. This one in particular is from Nacific. I've got a lot of Nacific skincare, I know. This is the Real Floral Air Cream in the Rose scent. So basically it is just a really thin gel-like consistency. It almost feels like water on the skin when you actually rub it into your skin, especially this one, which is an air cream. It feels like nothing. It has no finish to the skin really. It is very natural and it is very lightly hydrating. Gel creams are really great because of that thin, light, watery texture, especially for beginner skincare. It doesn't feel like your skin is being clogged up with very much. It just feels so nice and natural on your skin. However, if you have dry skin, a gel cream may not be enough moisture and hydration for your skin. So a gel cream is something that I would definitely recommend for oilier skin types. For drier skin types, I would recommend a thicker cream. This again is Nacific. It is the Fresh Herb Origin cream, and this is a thicker, more dense cream. So this one has a white color and a thicker consistency. So you can see when you spread it out, you can see some ridges showing how thick the cream is. Your air cream, I didn't even get a chance to show you because it literally melts into water so quickly. So this one is a lot thicker and a lot more hydrating for the skin. It does mean it takes longer to sink in. So if you are in a hurry, this is potentially not one that I would recommend because it is going to take a couple of minutes to settle nicely, so you can't go on to your next skincare step or makeup straight afterwards. You will have to wait a little bit. Just think about the consistencies. If it is thinner, it will absorb quicker. If it is thicker, it will absorb slower. However, the thicker creams are generally a lot more moisturizing and hydrating. They can feel too heavy on an oily skin type, so it is important to try them out before you buy them. If you can get sample sizes, those are fantastic. But a thicker cream is something that I would recommend for drier skin types, or if you're using it at night time, because I do find that I prefer a heavier set of skincare at night rather than during the day. My last one is an occlusive cream. This is the Vanilla Co Mist Flower and Mr. Honey cream. I don't feel bad about showing this anymore because they have reintroduced the cream. It comes in different packaging. I do believe that it's kind of quite similar. This literally smells like so good. If you can get it, I so would recommend it. I love it. So this is the Vanilla Co cream. So an occlusive cream, it kind of has like, I don't know, in general I find that they have kind of the texture of Vaseline almost. Like it feels kind of slidey, it feels kind of thick when they're massaged into the skin. Sometimes they can feel like they are leaving a little bit of a layer on the skin, but that is intentional. Being an occlusive cream, it means that it is going to kind of trap the skincare into your skin, and it won't, I don't really know how to explain it, like it won't evaporate out of your skin basically. You won't lose any of the hydration to the atmosphere or your like climate if you use an occlusive cream. So these creams I reserve for nighttime use. I find that occlusive creams for me during the day are a bit too heavy, so this is a night cream for me. I would use this sometimes on top of a normal cream if I really feel like my skin needs the extra moisturization, but in general it just stops my skin from drying out during the night when I can't like wake up and apply more skincare. That wouldn't make sense. So occlusive creams can be really good if you feel like your skin dries out during the night. You wake up in the morning and your skin feels like dry, it feels tight. This was especially helpful to me during the time that I took Accutane because it does take all of the oil out of your skin, literally all of it. So this was like a godsend and it smells so good. So an occlusive cream is something that I would recommend if you feel like you go to sleep and you wake up with super dry skin. So your creams should be your final step at night unless you're using some of the extras that I'll talk about next week. Your final step in the morning should be a sunscreen. Now, protecting your skin from the sun is really important. I think in this day and age most people understand that melanoma, skin cancer, is not a good thing, so we want to be able to protect our skin from that, but I do understand that in different countries you may be vitamin D deficient. From my point of view in New Zealand specifically, We have a hole in our ozone layer. It's so easy to burn your skin and people still don't put sunscreen on. You have so much sun exposure, so you're less likely to be vitamin D deficient, but if you do feel unwell, do get tested for vitamin D deficiency because it is common in other countries, especially ones that do not have that much sun and don't have a hole in the ozone layer. Having a little bit of sun exposure and vitamin D is good for you, but you should not be out all day in the sun with no sun protection. So for me, if I'm going out for the day, I will always apply a sunscreen. I do miss things like I don't get like the roots of my hair. I cannot put sunscreen on the roots of my hair. I just can't do it. And a lot of the time the sunscreen gets washed up my hands from like washing your hands, so my hands generally absorb a fair amount of UV, but my face is always protected. And I can show you some photos from my past where my body is super pale and my face is like super tan when I didn't put sunscreen on my face all the time. So my face does tan quite easily, and in general my skin tans really easily, so sunscreen is important for me. I'm also not vitamin D deficient. So the most cosmetically elegant sunscreen that I have for dry skin is the Can Make Mermaid Skin Gel UV. This one is a thin cream texture and it is kind of like watery on the skin. It has a yellow appearance and it does give the skin a little bit of a soft shimmery sheen. So if you don't want the dewy looking skin, this is probably not a good sunscreen for you, but it is so good on dry skin. It doesn't make any of the dry patches on the skin look more apparent, and it doesn't make your skin feel dry. So this is definitely one I would recommend. The next one is the Sun Killer Perfect Strong Plus. This is SPF 50 plus. PA++++. The Asian sunscreens have a PA rating, which is your UVB protection. No, UVA. So there is UVA and UVB. The way that I remember what they are for is UVB is for burning and UVA is for aging. There we go. So if you have something that has a SPF rating, that is for UVB, which is going to stop you from burning. But in Asia they use a PA rating as well, that is for UVA, and that will give you less of the aging effect that the sun has on the skin. That is a very basic explanation. It's not really as easy as that, but yeah. So this one is a light cream consistency as well. It's a bit more like a lotion, I would say. So it's white in colour, but it's super thin. It's really easy to spread out, and it does go colourless on my skin. I am quite pale, but for me it is colourless. This one has a higher alcohol concentration, which means that it dries down really, really quickly. So like I said, alcohol in skincare can be good in some aspects. However, because of the higher alcohol content, this one is quite drying for the skin. So this is one that I use in summer, which is why I still have it. Like there's a little bit in there and I've been saving it for summer. So this is definitely one that is really, really, really good. It just is more for oily skin because it is drying. The wild card that I have is the Etude House Sundrung Mild Defense Sun Cream. This is SPF 49 and PA++. This one I would recommend for very dry skin because it is a thick white formula. It gives me particularly a very bad white cast. I have seen other people say that it doesn't give them a very bad white cast, and I don't know, like I'm pretty pale and it's pretty white on me. This is like your classic Kiwi back in the days before we had nice cosmetically elegant sunscreens. This is kind of what they look like. So yeah, it smells like ye old sunscreen. It's very thick, which is great for dry skin. It does have a thick white cast though, so you can definitely see it. And I in particular use this on my neck at the moment and my arms because my neck and my arms are much darker than my face. So I'm not wearing any makeup at the moment because this is a skincare video, so I'm not wearing makeup. But you can definitely see still that my face is much lighter than the rest of my body. So I'm using the sunscreen to even out my tan and also to protect my skin from tanning anymore. I think people fail to recognize that any change in your skin color, be it a tan or a sunburn, is skin damage. So just because you're getting a base tan doesn't protect you from damaging your skin, because your base tan is skin damage. Any change in skin color, texture, or appearance is skin damage from the sun. If you cut yourself and you change the appearance of your skin, that's not sun damage. If you sit out in the sun and you find that you have more freckles, if you sit out in the sun and you find that you have more tan at the end of the day, if you sit out in the sun and you get burnt, that is skin damage and that can lead to melanoma. I personally think it's a pretty simple concept, but I know a lot of people in New Zealand really do struggle with it, so there you go. That is the end of my video for today. If you have any questions, as always, just let me know down below. I am not a dermatologist or a cosmetologist, so I am not technically qualified, but this is just my general advice from my own experience. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!